Hey, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Quisha, member. I'm super excited to give you update number 4, I believe, of my VSG journey. I cannot believe it has been 9 weeks. Yes, I know I'm a little behind on my YouTube updates, but it's been 9 weeks since I had weight loss surgery, the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or VSG. You probably can see how my face is thinning out. You saw the YouTube thumbnail, so you've seen how drastic the weight loss has been already. And so I just want to take a few minutes to just provide you a quick update and answer some frequently asked questions from some of my followers and friends and family and people in the community. So yeah, let's get into it. Let me look at my notes over here. So I had surgery August the 12th in Tijuana, Mexico. I talk about that journey, why I selected Tijuana, why I selected the weight loss method of vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or just AKA the sleeve. And if so you want to know more information about that, go back and watch videos 1, 2, and 3. So this update is specifically 2 months after. And I'm really feeling good, y'all. I really think I look great. And thank you for those of you that have been telling me I look great. But I just never imagined I would feel as amazing as I do so early. And actually, I've been feeling like this for quite a while. So I am tickled pink. I have no complaints and no issues at all. And it's one of those things that I was this close to not doing it, right? I started losing weight on my own. I think I lost 17 pounds on the pre-op diet before the surgery. And I was like, oh, if I can lose this on my own, then I'll just keep going. And I had friends and family that were saying the same thing, like, oh, don't have the surgery then. You can just do it on your own. And I'm so glad I did. I'm really glad I did, especially considering I always say if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck. And so normally when I have a procedure or something like that, it just doesn't go as smooth. But glory to God, this has been a fairly smooth process. Couple hiccups, but nothing extra out of the ordinary. I will say that. All right, so it's been 2 weeks, 2 months, 9 weeks exactly. And I've never shared in any of the previous videos just how much weight I have lost, because I do not focus on the scale, and I don't want you all to be overly obsessed with the number on the scale as well. And it's a main reason why I do that is because I've always looked heavier and been heavier on the scale than I looked just in person, or, when I look in the mirror, or just how I felt. And so I learned pretty early, like, not to trust the scale, because the scale is always going to give me a higher number than I am. So about a week ago, I actually put a picture of myself, one of my recent pictures, in a group that I'm in Facebook. It's called Black Girls Get Sleeve 2. I want to say there's about 30 or 40,000 women in there. There's a lot of Black women in there that have had a different or a variety of different kind of weight loss surgeries and weight loss, medications and things like that. And I said, I'm trying to see something, just how much do you think I weigh just by looking at me? And I got everything from 180 to 200 to 220. And I was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Some people already think I'm less than 200 pounds, and I am definitely not less than 200 pounds. At the time that I put that picture in, I was 263.8. And the comments were like, where's the 263? And I always joke and say, my grandma always said I was big boned, so my bones must just be big and heavy. So I am going to share how much I've lost. I've lost 45 pounds in total, and that includes the 17 pounds that I lost before I had the surgery. And as of today, I'm in the 250s. Of course, I'm not going to say what it fluctuates. One day it could be 257, one day it might be 255, but I'm in the 250s. I cannot remember the last time I was in the 250s, and it feels amazing. It feels surreal, I think, to have lost almost 50 pounds in not even 3 months. It's crazy. It's something that I don't think I would have been able to do on my own, not in a healthy way anyway. Yeah, so that's it. And again, I do feel that when I wear clothes, when I go out, when I look at myself in the mirror, the way that my body moves, I don't feel like a person that's 250. I feel like someone that is smaller. And so, people like to ask me what my weight loss goal is. And I'll say, oh, 225. And they're 225. Are you serious? You need to get down to 180 or 160. You need to get to a healthy BMI range. And I'm like, I've had this conversation with my doctor. I've had this conversation with my surgeon. I'm 5'9". I've always had a solid build. I don't have to. If I get to 200, great, right? I'll get to it, but that's not a goal of mine. My goal is to feel good and to look good and move, well, and to have quality of life. And I actually can do that in the 250s. So I'm really excited about that. So that's it. I'm in the 250s. I'm almost 50 pounds lighter. And really excited about that. So I thought, you know what, I'll go ahead and share because I know I haven't focused much on the weight. And so don't expect me to share another number again with you until I've probably lost like 75 pounds and then maybe 100 pounds. I'll do like some milestones. All right, so what size am I wearing now is another question that I'm commonly asked, especially from those that follow me on Facebook, because you see me like selling clothes at a yard sale and talking about, how can I sell some of these clothes and what are the best online boutiques and resellers and things like that. So before I had the surgery, I was slightly over 300 pounds, or I was right about 300 pounds, and I was in a 22. A US size women's 22. So I have a lot of 22s, a lot of 20s, a lot of 1820s as well. To be honest, I don't know what size I am right now. I know my husband bought a coat or jacket a week ago, and he put it on. I'm like, oh, that looks nice. He's like, I think you can wear this. It was extra large. And I'm like, I cannot wear your jacket. It's like, I think you can. And I put it on easily and button it up. And I'm like, oh, I think I'm in an extra large. And I used to be in a 2X. So I'm going to say I'm probably about a 14 if it runs big, but solid 16. I think just because I have some things that are, they're like an 18, but I've never been able to wear them because they always fit like a 16, and those things are fitting now. I'm not buying a lot of clothes. I am wearing all of the clothes in my too little closet, and so happy that I did not throw away or give away clothes that I would be really sad and really missing right now if I, had never had this opportunity to wear those clothes again. So that's helped a lot. But then I have had to buy some things. Of course, none of my jeans fit anymore. Everything just fell off. So I've had to buy some jeans, but I'm not spending a lot of money. I'm going to Shein and the clearance rack and Amazon. I'm not spending a lot of money on clothes because I'm losing weight so much. I'll probably be another size smaller in another 3 or 4 weeks. So that's what size I'm wearing. So the newest developments since my last video is that I'm now in a workout program. My husband also is supporting me. So we're going into our 3rd week. We started a 6-week personal training program. It is very intense. We do high intensity interval training or HIIT training 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. We actually did it tonight. And I'm winded. And it was a struggle the first week. I couldn't finish the workouts. It was intense. Of course, I had to do a lot of I still do some modified things. I still did that tonight. But my doctor gave me the okay to do exercises after 6 weeks, which is 2 weeks earlier than I thought. And I'm so happy that she did, because one of the things that you will, if you consider having this type of surgery, or if you have weight loss very quickly, you will notice that you will have some skin to sag. And so I have skin sagging on my inner thighs. I definitely have it on my arms. This is probably the worst on my body, on my back as well. Those are the 3 places. And I couldn't wait to do strength training. I couldn't wait to exercise. I couldn't wait to get in some type of program where I was not only focusing on burning the calories to lose the weight, but also on building lean muscle. And I kid you not, in just 2 weeks time, 2.5 weeks time, my husband has seen his body has changed tremendously, and he's lost weight. And I can see the difference in my body tremendously already, even like my inner thighs, my back, my butt, like it's amazing what the human body can do when you're eating and fueling it correctly and getting the right exercise. And I'm amazed at the results and the transformation that's taking place in my body as quick as it is taking, because I never, ever, ever would have imagined that. So shout out to our trainer Stacia and Kaylin at SMB Fitness, that is in Forney, Texas. They're an amazing, amazing gym, the most amazing personal trainers I've ever worked with. Actually, this is my second year to do some work with them, but I'm a lot lighter, and so I can do a lot more, and I'm seeing the results. And so we're halfway through the program. After the 6 weeks, we'll probably do more traditional strength training and weightlifting. But for right now, we're enjoying the HIIT workouts and the rapid weight loss and just seeing our bodies transform and just feeling better. Okay, so that was the workout. Now let's talk about food, because I just talked about fueling your body. And a lot of people have questions about how I'm eating, how I'm handling the lifestyle change and different things like that. And I actually have a question that came in on Instagram. Thanks, Tiffany, for sending in that question. Let me find that question and then I'll answer it for you. So that question was, I want to know how you've adjusted to diet modifications. Great question. And then a follow-up question to that is, can you still eat the same things, or is there some aversion to certain foods post-surgery? Excellent questions. Okay. So I'm going to flip those. I'm going to answer the latter part of that question first. There are many aversions to foods after weight loss surgery, whether it's gastric, whether it's sleeve, what have you. And I have heard of and talked to and corresponded inside of the Facebook groups that I'm in with people that said, I can no longer eat shrimp. I can no longer eat seafood. Milk makes me sick to my stomach. A number of different things that they're not able to do, and there's like a running joke, like, I want my old stomach back. If I knew I couldn't eat seafood and I couldn't eat crab legs and I couldn't eat lobster and I couldn't eat this and that, I would have never done it. There's some people that can't eat salad. Now, some people will be able to tolerate salad, maybe in 4 months or maybe in 6 months. I've been tolerating it since like 6 weeks out. But some people can't tolerate bread once they've had the surgery. They're just not able to digest it. And so you can have, as she referred to, a food aversion. I don't have one. I thought that I was having like a reaction to dairy in the very first 3 weeks, but it was not a reaction to dairy. It was delay reaction and a continued reaction to the adhesive tape that I talked about in one of the videos, as I have a bad adhesive allergy, and the surgical tape just tore me up. But I will eat something. Like, I remember the first time I ate shrimp, I was like, let me just eat one and see what happens. Am I going to get sick? Am I going to throw up? The first time I ate salad, I was like, oh my God, am I going to be on the toilet? But everything that I have eaten, I've had no problem. And again, that's one of those like, oh my God, thank you, because things like that just don't happen to me. Normally, if it's something bad that's going to happen, it happens. And so I'm just really thankful and really grateful that I don't have a food aversion. I eat basically everything that I want. I'm eating raw vegetables already. A lot of people can't tolerate that at, 8, 9 weeks in. And it's great. Now, there's some things that I'm not eating, even though I know I can tolerate them because I've had a bite here or there. I'm not eating breads. Tortilla, I will do that, but breads, we don't buy them. We don't keep them in the house. Maybe a little cookie here or there, but again, we don't try to keep that type of stuff in the house either. What else is off limits? Oh, you know what? I thought pizza was gonna be off limits, and I ordered my son a pizza on Friday. And on Friday night, I just ate some pepperoni off of it. And then the next day he had some left, and we were out like just doing stuff all day. And I was so hungry and waiting on the food. I'm like, let me just have some pizza. And I had a half a slice of pizza. And I was satisfied. Of course, I was full, but I was satisfied. And he was like, you thought you would never be able to eat pizza again. And I was like, you know what? I did. That was the one thing, because if you know me, you know pizza is my favorite food. And that was the one thing I was like, I'm never gonna eat pizza again. But it's not true. I'm able to eat it. And then so the other question was, I want to know how you've adjusted to diet modifications. Now I'm fine. I'm completely fine. I remember week 3 was a struggle. So I think when I did the second or third, maybe the third video, I talked about how week 3 I just wanted to eat, and it's head hunger and you have to push past it. And so because my stomach didn't have the capacity to let me eat the salmon that I was trying to eat and the other things that I ate throughout the week, I was chewing and spitting out just so I could get that taste in my mouth, chewing and spitting out, because I didn't want to make myself sick. I didn't want to vomit, throw up. I didn't want to be in that pain. You know, that pain when you get full and it's like, oh, it's so uncomfortable, kind of like when you overeat on Thanksgiving Day. And so I did that for a week. I talked to a friend about it. I talked to a therapist about it and realized that that really was an unhealthy behavior. And so from week 3, I literally had to start telling myself, I eat to live, not live to eat. I hope I'm saying that right. Yes. I eat to live, not live to eat. And I always used to say I'm a foodie. My husband used to hate it. I am a foodie. I mean, I appreciate all cuisine, right? Most big girls do. And I have to start saying, Quisha, you're not a foodie. You eat to live, not live to eat. And I started doing this by week 4, and this is week 9 now, and I've conquered it. I remember in the past, I would wake up and I would plan, okay, I'm eating breakfast now, but as I'm eating breakfast, I'm already thinking about what I'm eating for lunch and what I'm eating for dinner and what I'm eating the next day. Food was such a central, it was such a huge priority in my day and in my life, especially had a really emotional connection to it as well. And now it's not that big of a deal anymore, right? When you can only eat 3 to 5 bites of something, honestly, you can't really enjoy it. I'm just gonna keep it real. And once I allowed myself to say food is not a source of enjoyment for you anymore, it's basically how you stay alive. I'm then able to tolerate the diet modifications. So that I know that's hard for some people. I thank God that He has allowed me to be able to develop that type of mindset, because that has really gotten me to where I am now. I can easily see myself living like this for the rest of my life. Diet modifications. One thing I just told my husband this a couple of nights ago. So we went to a concert and we've been going out and doing different things. And you know, after you have the surgery, you don't really want to drink alcohol for a while. Like some people will start at 6 months and some people will wait a year out. And so we went, you know, to some restaurants, and then we went to the concert, and historically I would have an alcoholic beverage or 2 or 3, just depends. And not doing that, I thought, would feel weird, especially in the restaurants, not so much. But then we had some, you know, some friends come into town, and there was alcohol everywhere. It's still in my fridge, as a matter of fact. And then we went to the concert, and normally we will have like a margarita or we'll have something while we're there at the concert. And we didn't. We just enjoyed the concert with nothing. And I told him, I said, I thought it would be harder, and I realized over the last few weeks, like I just don't miss alcohol that much. And I was a wine drinker and a brandy drinker. And I told him, I said, I'm just not going to drink alcohol anymore. I'm done with it. I don't need it in my life anymore. And he said, I'm with you. So that's one thing that we've given up just because I just don't feel like I have a need for it. And also I'm scared to, I think also scared to drink with 20% of my stomach. I think I'd probably have one drink and, you know, it'd just be a one-hitter quitter and be done with it anyway. So I don't see it as a need or a necessity. I will say the food, I can tell that I can drink a little bit more. So I still can probably drink about 6, maybe 8 ounces within about 30 minutes of fluids now. I remember when I first started drinking my protein shakes after my surgery, it would take me maybe 90 minutes to finish a protein shake. I can get a protein shake down now in about 20 to 30 minutes, just depends. Um, I can eat about 3 ounces of meat at a time and maybe 2 ounces of veggies, but that is pushing it like that. So I've mentioned this before. After the surgery, there's one of three things that's going to happen when you get full. Either your eyes are gonna start watering, your nose is gonna start watering, or you're going to belch. And so I have the belch. And so I've gotten it to where I know when I get around 4 ounces, I feel a certain way, I feel a certain fullness. And I've even told my son, like, if I have one more bite, I'm gonna start belching. And once you have that sign, whether it's eyes running, nose running, or belching, you do not eat anymore. And I think, for people that have been unsuccessful, they have to be eating past that sign, because that is the sign to say, quit, the stomach is full. And so that stopgap has been very helpful in just knowing when it's enough. But anyway, you feel full and you just, I don't like that full feeling anyway. But I think I'm doing great as far as making healthy choices with my food. I was telling a health coach of mine in a program that I'm doing, I said, I don't do the best at meal planning because I change my mind too much. I don't get my clothes out at night because in the morning I might want to wear something else, right? So I don't like saying, oh, I'm going to eat this Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because when I wake up, I may not have a taste for it that day. But what I do have is a meal schedule that's on the fridge for my husband. So we are eating at 8, 10:30, 1, 4, and 7, whether it's a meal, snack, he has that all out. I mean, he knows what he's allowed to have. And then there's examples like at this time, you can have this, at that time, you can have this. And so what makes me successful and what makes us successful, even though we don't meal prep, is everything in the house is healthy. So at 8 o'clock, I know I can get a protein shake. At 10:30, I know I can get some nuts and a piece of fruit. I know I'm going to have, like, what did I have for lunch today? I had salmon bites, probably about 2 ounces of salmon bites, and a cup of spinach with bell peppers and onions. I know for my snack, I can get a yogurt. As a matter of fact, I just finished having a yogurt as a late night snack. So everything in the house is healthy. There's occasional times when I'm exhausted, he's exhausted, nobody feels like cooking, that we might go to Chipotle or we might go to Salad and Go or something like that. But that has worked for us. Doesn't work for everybody, but that has worked for us. So that's where I am right now. That's how I'm doing. I feel amazing. I'm almost 50 pounds down. I'm definitely a couple of dress sizes and jean sizes down. I'm doing the workout program. We're eating right. I'm sleeping amazing. I'm feeling great. You see the skin is glowing. I'm drinking all my water. Oh, speaking of water, I'll say this before I end the video. I'm still not quite to my water goal. My hydration goal is just the baseline, 8 glasses a day, 64 ounces. It is still a struggle for me to get in all of my recommended protein per day and all of my water intake as well. So on average, I probably get about 40 ounces of water daily, but then I may have a decaf coffee. I may count that water, that 8 ounces. Of course, I'm having 1 to 2 protein shakes a day. So that's fluid as well. So I'm still getting more than 64 ounces of fluid, but not 64 ounces of water consistently. So I would say that's one thing that I'm still working on. All right. Well, I hope you found this update helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop them below the video. I'll find or try my best to answer the question for you. And I'm excited about keeping you all in the loop. I'll come back at month 3 and share my lab. So 3 months after surgery, you should go to your doctor and get all of your labs to see where your iron and calcium and, just where everything is. And that way, if you're taking your vitamins the way you're supposed to, if you're doing the supplements the way that you're supposed to. And so I will not only talk about the vitamins and supplements that I'm on, I think I've talked about it once, but I'll talk about the ones that I'm still taking, but I'll also share those lab results with you and just all of the my A1C, my blood sugar numbers, my cholesterol numbers. Blood pressure's been fantastic, of course, never really had issues with blood pressure. But I'm excited to share all of those updates with you all when I get to 12 weeks out from my surgery. So if you're thinking about doing it and you're fairly healthy, you just, are overweight like I was and don't really have any other comorbidities, I know insurance is probably not going to approve you like they did me. Hey, fly on over to Tijuana or some other part of Mexico, get you a surgeon that is board certified and that knows what they're doing and has really good high success rates, and work the program. And I'm sure you'll see the same or similar success as I have, results as I have. So, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Take care.